All right. Welcome to Calling You to Joy podcast. I'm Sharon Svensson Hypnosis. Find yourself a nice, comfy, cozy space where you can completely let go and relax, and let me guide you into a hypnosis meditation to let go and to find your peace no matter what. And feel this willing to let go of feelings of feeling not good enough, guilt, shame, feelings of overwhelm, anxiety, worries, fear of the future. Why? Because the beautiful deal is when we feel good, not only does our healing abilities operate at their best, because when you're in stress and anxiety, you go into survival mode and things like healing shut off. Or we take our energy and it flows to those anxieties, those fears, panic, whatever it might be, or it feeds things like guilt or shame, and it can do things like freeze us up, lead us to procrastination. Feeling good not only feels good, but it empowers you to move forward, to find your solutions, your answers. So finding hopefully a beautiful, comfortable space, take a nice deep sigh breath, and then on the exhale, go ahead and close your eyes. Let the sound of my voice settle the body, relax and still the mind. Imagining with each exhale, you can feel this release. It feels so good to feel good and to let go of whether you're feeling let down by yourself, the government, feeling fearful about losing a job, or you've lost a job, or you've lost a loved one. Feel this willingness to receive this peace, this light energy, this loving energy. Let the sound of my voice, imagine it settles the shoulders, loosens the neck, super heavy, super comfortable. Your good was never, ever supposed to just channel through to you from one source. I can think of different times when I asked people for help and they said no. Keep taking beautiful deep sigh breaths to help that beautiful, joyful, loving energy circulate and flow through the body. And I know you've experienced that too, where you asked for help and you got no. And maybe you felt shame or guilt for asking, but to know that you count. Your happiness matters. You're important. Keep taking those beautiful breaths. But to know it was never, ever supposed to just channel to you from one source. I think of years ago when I was running this raffle and we had a group of women, and primarily it was just one other woman that helped me out, but the whole group was going to benefit from the proceeds and go to this event. And I remember asking one of the women in the group to do a couple of little things, and she said no. And at first, I went to a self-righteous feeling on the other friend that was really stepping in and doing a ton of different work to make this fundraiser a success. She said, "Well, you know, she shouldn't get any of the benefits." But here is the beautiful deal. As I let go of those feelings of self-righteousness, as I didn't worry about it, I noticed, there was a ton of different support. All the folks that said yes to giving their raffle items, that it came together in such a beautiful way that it was working out. So feel this willingness, willing to let it channel to you in different ways than how you think it should come, to let things work out for you in different ways than what you think is the right way. Being willing to give that infinite, unconditional love, source, God, the benevolent, loving universe, more power than unwanted conditions. You do count. And let's let go of any feelings of guilt or shame for when you asked and somebody said no, or when you cried out for help and you felt abandoned. Let's let that go. Not because I say so, because it feels good to let it go. That's where we're going to find our peace. That's where we're going to allow in that support, that help. Oftentimes, we're not always in that place to give to someone else. I think at different times when other people ask me for help and I didn't have what they needed, I didn't know how to give it. Let that be okay. You're doing the best that you can given your knowledge, wisdom, and abilities. Let it be okay that you're not going to be everybody's channel for well-being and good. I think of years ago with a friend who her husband suddenly passed, and she was sharing how she felt kind of let down by her different friends because she only had one friend who kind of stayed and did vigil with her a week or so after. But here's the beautiful deal, people did give support and help in different ways. And how many people do you really want to have there that she really did get that support and help, that it channeled to her? But so often we get caught up in these self-righteous feelings or feelings of feeling inadequate or guilt or shame because we have issues or challenges or problems because we are normal, needy human beings. So join in with me. Keep taking those sigh breaths and be willing. Willing for things to work out differently. Willing for things to channel to you in different ways. Imagining this loosening in your chest, a feeling of an open heart, a peaceful heart, a settled stomach, a comfortable stomach, being willing to trust in this benevolent and loving universe that's there for you. Trusting that your solutions, your answers, they're going to flow. They're going to fall into place. They're going to come. To let it be okay that doesn't always come in from the channels that we think or we think should be the channels that they flow to. Feel this willingness to be open. Whether it's a fear about having the money or the resources for certain needs to provide for yourself or fears about others. Be willing right now. Do the best thing that you can do and feel this softness flooding the brain. Nobody appointed you as God. That it's not your deal to fix and save the world. What a relief, because you can't. That it is beautiful when we can utilize our gifts and talents and abilities to support and uplift others. But let it be okay if you're not that one sometimes. And you may not be that one for that friend or neighbor. Let that be okay. Let it be okay if your good channels you to you in a different direction, in a different way. In fact, let's be open for that. This knowing as you tap into this lighter, softer energy. In fact, let's imagine a beautiful river of light filled with infinite support, unconditional love, total abundance flooding your being, loosening your neck, dropping your shoulders, bringing this cushioning energy into your back, this settled, comfortable feeling into your stomach, this gentle energy into your neck, this peaceful feeling flooding your heart, and feel this willingness to let go. The past is the past. It is done. It is history. You haven't done anything wrong. So maybe you have felt some heaviness around, did I do enough? Was I enough? Should I have done this? Should I have done that? Why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do that? You're just a human. You're just a human. That you didn't do anything wrong. You did the best that you could given your knowledge, wisdoms, and abilities, and that's all we can do. That sometimes we feel too overwhelmed to be able to be that person to step up and be that centeredness and peace for another. Sometimes you're in a grumpy state and you don't have that calm or feelings of well-being and peace to give. Let that be okay. That support and love is there for each and every one of us. But let's let go of how we think it should channel or come to us. Let's let that go. I know I've had it where I have been supported by the most unlikely people that I've benefited from, people that I have never ever directly given to, and they just freely gave their love, support, resources. And other times it's like people I thought who were going to step in and help, they didn't. Let that be okay. Let that be okay. You don't have to sift through or sort out other people and where they're coming from. To allow yourself, when you think of friends or families, to selectively remember those moments when you felt heard or supported or loved. To let it be okay that other people have different opinions and views, and they have normal feelings, and sometimes they're in a place of generosity and sometimes they're not. Let that be okay. Your good is still there. Your answers, your solutions. Let that be okay. Of you're not God. You haven't been able to fix and save and make it all better for everyone. But when you think of yourself, go ahead and enjoy and remember those moments when you felt so kind and generous. Maybe you gave somebody a compliment. You helped them up when they fell. You just said a kind word. Appreciate, or you offered up some wisdom that supported and helped somebody out. Because you do count. The more that we can let go and relax, letting go of guilt or shame for being needy human beings, just because somebody said no to you, just because you didn't get what you desired and wanted, doesn't mean that you don't count. You came to be a needy human being. The very first thing that you did when you came into this world is you took in a breath, because we're needy. We need oxygen. We need food. We need liquid. We need love and support and help. We didn't come to be islands unto ourselves. We didn't come to do it alone. But then, after you took in that breath, you exhaled and you gave. You give to the plants just by being alive. And feel each exhale, things dropping the body, relaxing the body, stilling the mind. You're lovable. You count. Everything is right about you. You're not supposed to know it all. It's okay that you're still learning and figuring things out. It's okay to change your mind, to do things differently that bless and work better. This is what I know. When I feel good, then I receive all kinds of support and help from angelic support and help, to clarity, to good ideas, to inspiration, to act. Nobody appointed you God. You're not in charge of fixing the whole world, and you're not in charge of making other people behave. You're not here to prove yourself, but when we feel good. And when I say feel good, not by looking for the answers outside of us, but going within. And that's the beautiful deal. That is there for you. Always just one breath away to feeling lighter, softer, freer. So keep taking beautiful, deep breaths. Take beautiful, deep sighs and feel your body dropping, relaxing. It's going to be okay. It's going to work out, even though you don't know how. You don't know how it's going to fall into place. That it's okay. In fact, it's beautiful that you're a needy human being, that you don't have a magic wand that can fix the world or make it all right for someone else. Let that be okay. Let that be okay. Keep taking those beautiful breaths. That's okay. If you screwed things up and made mistakes and let yourself down, let others down, it's like that's okay. You can't hold anyone back because others' good is there. Their support can come to them through different channels, different ways. So what a relief. You don't have to be the perfect parent or perfect significant other or spouse or perfect neighbor or perfect aunt or uncle or niece or nephew or brother or sister. And what a relief, because none of us are. That we didn't come to do it alone, but you didn't come to play God. Keep taking those beautiful breaths. What I know, and I hope you've experienced it too, feeling good feels good. And again, I've seen that when I've let go of holding on to my feelings of feeling like a victim or feelings like feeling hurt or anxious or fearful or let down. It has served me. It has blessed me. Not only has it felt good, but I've seen this again and again in my practice with clients where they no longer have the desire as they let go of the fears, the anxieties, the self-righteous feelings, that they're guided to nurturing, supportive habits that bless them, that they live life more abundantly, more fully, where their solutions, their answers flow and come because it's an open state, an allowing state, a receiving state. And we're doing it right now just by being willing to let go, willing to feel good, imagining this feel good energy flooding the head, imagining it's like pressures, just like a hot air balloon that floats up. Just feel yourself just float free of any of the fears or the worries or the concerns, because it's going to work better. It's going to support you. It's going to allow in the space for the solutions and the answers to come. If you're going to make stuff up about others, imagine it does work out for them, that their good flows or channels to them in different ways, that it is a benevolent and loving God, universe, source, whatever your label, that's there for each and every one of us. And I believe that. I don't always believe it, but I believe it. When I have tapped into that, it has been magic. So it's not if you have challenges in your life. If you do, yay, you're alive. You're a human being. Welcome to the human race. And our beautiful negative emotions, they're not to make us feel miserable. They're to guide us so that when the fears show up, They can guide us to those higher perspectives, guide us to the soothing, the comfort, the relief. They can guide us to action to get out of the way, but more often, just like you would for a child that came to you afraid, you probably would give them soothing, relief, higher perspectives, even though they can't see it, a sense of it will work out. Keep taking those beautiful breaths and just letting the muscles go so heavy, so comfortable, so relaxed that in so many different ways we've kind of been lied to, believing that if we worry enough or feel anxious enough or make things so important and heavy, or if we try to carry other people's pain or suffering, somehow how we'll make it better. But then we do things like freeze up, get panicky, feel overwhelmed, anxious, just not the place where our innovation and creativity flow. It feels so good, to feel clear minded, to access the clarity and the wisdom that we have available within. And let's just think for a moment of things that we are clear about. Maybe you're clear that you know you like to feel good. It feels good to feel good. That it feels good to go to the energy of love, to laugh, that you feel clear about that. Keep taking those beautiful breaths. One soft thought at a time leads us to more soft thoughts, more clear thoughts. Our accommodating brain, when we hang out in those anxieties and fears, it thinks the task is to look for other like-minded thoughts of, ooh, well, I can think of other things that we feel afraid about, or I can remember things that didn't work out. That's not where we want to go. That's not what's going to serve you. Feel willing to feel peaceful right now. Letting the sound of my voice just relax the body, still the mind, dropping deeper and deeper and deeper. Keep taking beautiful deep sigh breaths and feel on the exhale a release, letting go, letting go, letting go, willing to believe in a positive future because it feels good. Willing to just breathe in this energy of lightness, softness, well-being, peace. I remember one of my clients was up against finding a new place to live, that they were being kicked out of their rental place, and it seemed impossible to find something that would fit their family's needs and that would be within their budget. But this is the beautiful deal. He was willing to feel good. He let go of the fears. He let go of the worries. He imagined things worked out for him, and they worked out for the family, and it felt good, and he kinda went back and forth, and that's okay. Welcome to the human race, but he went to that beautiful allowing state, and from that allowing state, he felt inspired. He applied for different places even though he didn't know if they would get it, and it worked out. It's just so much better when we feel good. Then we are more clear-minded, we are more brilliant. I've had it where something felt impossible, and it clouded my mind, and it stopped me from taking action and moving forward, and then I have that contrasting, beautiful feeling of going to the sense of, even though I had no idea how, it was gonna come together. It was gonna fall into place. It was gonna work out. And then all of a sudden, the inspiration and the clarity and the next incremental steps kept coming, and then it did work out. So let's take one more deep, beautiful breath. Just breathing in this light energy, this peaceful energy, this joyful energy, and remembering that you came pre loved, pre approved of, pre liked, that you count. Your happiness counts. You're supposed to be needy. You're supposed to be a normal human being. You're not supposed to have all the answers. You're not supposed to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. It's not all up to you. And from that beautiful place of release and relief, that's where our clarity is. That's where we can flow and we can be of service and uplift and empower, where we can show up for our own lives and be that beautiful beacon of light for others. All right, so coming back into this time and place, go ahead and open up your eyes. I hope that this meditation has blessed you. If you're interested in learning more about what I do or what I have to offer, I do private sessions and packages. You can go to my website, svensonhypnosis.com. Below in description, you'll find you can click on a link to sign up if you'd like to do a free discovery session with me. And join me next Sunday. Blessings and love.